market is a major shopping outlet for hundreds of people in the greater Banjul area or beyond. On a daily basis, it is the women who usually populate the market, wandering from place to place looking for anything money can buy. Fish are nutritious delicacies which should be appetizing for someone fasting. But this is not the case here. Since the start of the Ramadan, the meat market has almost taken over. Only few people walk around the fish stalls to buy. The price is affordable, at least when compared to meat. Some women spend more time looking around for affordable items before making up their minds on what exactly they want to buy. It is indeed true, women have to bear the brunt of coming to the market, says Sally Jassy, who told me she came to the market to buy fish. As we continue to navigate around the market, it was increasingly getting more and more interesting. Maria Macaulay is considered to be an elderly woman in this business. She's also quite au fait with the dynamics and rigors of the market forces.
Just imagine what some prominent business executives do before the start of the Ramadan. They hoard goods and say that there are shortages when in actual fact they want to increase the price of basic food items. In my own opinion, I think if you want all, you will lose all.
If you think it is only consumable that sells like hotcakes, then you have not stretched your microphone to the other business operators. Islamic teacher cum business executive Mohamed Cham said he makes substantial amount of money through the sale of Islamic books.
To be honest with you, the Ramadan sales are good. People are buying books even though some people complain there isn't enough money. Nevertheless, I'm quite happy with the way things are going so far, so good.
There are so many books displayed at a store, though it can hardly match the number of people who buy consumables. However, Mohammed is happy that people buy more books during the month of Ramadan. The blessed month of Ramadan opens up a window of opportunity for individuals who go to the market to get the basic things they need to sustain them. It can be food or anything that will nourish the mind, and in this case, books makes a lot of money. Ibrahim Balde, Grts.
The young people of the Gambia have repeatedly been implored to take advantage of the opportunities that exist in the country in a bid to drastically reduce the number of people who are jobless. In the area of local cooking pot fabrication, a number of Gambians are springing up with drive and passion to navigate into uncharted territories. Farmer Fofana picks up the rest of that story.
Appear very easy to many as pots can be seen all over the country, but the art of making cooking pots is a very tiresome job that needs intelligence and patience. To find out what it entails, the state broadcaster visited one potter in the passing of Alfuseni Sise, who engages in the trade to earn a living. Having spent over a decade in pot making, Alfuseni explained that the process of making a pot in the country still remains the same, with barely any enough tools or raw materials. Their only source of raw materials is aluminum cans, vehicle scraps obtained from garages and other aluminum products.
The
job requires power and help. For us, we are here making pots. In every household in this country, people use pots which show its importance. A lot of people don't know what it takes to make a pot. We get aluminium from cans that are picked from rubbish bins, from the mechanics and those making aluminium doors, which are sold to us.
The first stage of making a pot starts with gathering sand before beating it with some water to mold the desired shape. The final outcome looks like this, with the size depending on the customer's need. Molding the sample alone takes several stages and techniques before getting to this stage, where the molded product is powdered to avoid having any sand particle on the finished product. They are then joined together, waiting for the aluminum to heat and melt. After the aluminum, which is acquired from cans and other elements, are heated and allowed to melt, it is now split over the designed pot that was made from sand. With this, a pot is finally made. After 4 hours, a single pot like this was made, underlining the endurance Alfuseni and others go through on a daily basis. That does not mean the end of the day, as the pots will be taken for smoothing before they are ready for the market. Despite the importance of cooking pots to the average Gambian household, it seems the art of making pots, with all the ingenuity it requires, remains overlooked by many. Farmer Fofana, Grts.
That is interesting. Well, African leaders believe some more money can help a great deal in conquering tuberculosis, malaria, and HIV and AIDS in the continent. And the unending blame game rent the air in eastern Congo, as each side believes the other is responsible for the latest upsurge in the DRC. We'll be back with these stories right after the break. Stay tuned in.
RLG Communications Gambia Limited. Visit our showroom on 62 Caraba Avenue, opposite the Pipeline Mosque. Or you can find our sales agents at St. Teresa's Upper Basic School, Chippa Garage Car Park, at Westfield, or in Banjul opposite the Albert Market main gate. For more information, please call 437-1170 or 744-9106. A blessed Ramadan from RLG. Proudly yours.
Now welcome back to GRTS News. Fighting is intensifying between M23 rebels and government soldiers in the North Kivu region in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thousands are fleeing the conflict to neighboring Cameroon. As we hear in the CFI report, the leader of the M23 is blaming government troops for starting the violence.
AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis are the focus of a two-day African Union summit which began Monday in Abuja, Nigeria. African leaders are asking for more international financing to fight these illnesses. The president of Nigeria also called on Africa to take action.
The time is right for a final and concerted solution to these diseases. The human, societal, and financial cost of inadequate action or no action at all would be too grievous to contemplate.
There is a controversy at the summit over the presence of Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir, who is wanted by the International Criminal Court for war crimes. Rights activists there said they wanted to get Bashir arrested, but he left Nigeria before that could happen. The body of Philippe Verdun, one of the French hostages in Mali, was formally identified. The French authorities vowed the killing would not go unpunished.
The investigation is continuing, but I can assure you that there is no doubt. Our countryman, unfortunately, was killed.
Verdun was kidnapped by Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb from a hotel in northeastern Mali in November 2011. His captors announced in March that the 53-year-old had been executed in response to France's military intervention in Mali. His body was found early July in Mali. The circumstances of his death are not clear. At least 7 French citizens remain captive in Africa. More than 60,000 refugees from Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo have arrived in Uganda after fleeing a rebel attack. Some refugees said Tuesday they wanted to return home because food and shelter conditions are totally inadequate. The refugees streamed across the border since rebels attacked the Congolese village of Kamengo last Thursday. Congolese army troops are hunting them down.
That was the World News roundup by the CFI, Canal France International. We now go back to the report on the intense fighting between M23 rebels and government soldiers in the North Kivu region in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thousands are fleeing the conflict to neighboring Cameroon. Let's now take a look at this report by CFI.
The guns are barking in North Kivu. M23 rebels and Congolese government forces are fighting anew in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. At the Kanyaruchinya checkpoint, United Nations peacekeepers again have a front row seat, powerless to stop the fighting. The inhabitants of Muningi deserted their homes as soon as there was a lull in the shooting. Even those who thought they could hold out are now fleeing.
We're leaving home because of the shooting and the explosions. That's why we're leaving.
Further on, dozens of people watch the firefight from the hillsides. They too have front row seats. Below, government troops deploy for the fight. Colonel Mamadou Mbala has nearly 2,000 heavily armed men under his command, eager to join the battle. The night before, the M23 president in his Bunagana stronghold along the border with Uganda put the blame squarely on Kinshasa.
We are being attacked by government coalition.